Okay. Well, good afternoon and welcome to Why Be Certified. This webinar is designed to help you win governmental contracts and municipal government contracts, but more importantly, to help you grow and scale your business. While we are still accepting participants, you can please use the chat box to put your name, the name of your business, and what you are excited about. We are ready to start. Meet the team. Our moderator for today is Christina Ott. She is our business service manager for business and neighborhood services for the city of Charleston. Technical support will be Charlton Brownell, our projects assistant, also from the city of Charleston's business and neighborhood services. And then we have two presenters, Mrs. Dominique Simmons, President and Engagement Officer of CVMSDC. And I will tell you what that is in just a few minutes. And I'll also be presenting today about the City of Charleston's Office of Women Minority Business Certification. Housekeeping. This presentation is being recorded and will be made available. And it will be hosted on our Small Business Workshop YouTube channel. Participants' video is turned off. And if you have any questions, please use your Q&A box. Our speaker for today is Mrs. Dominique Simpson Middleton. Dominique is the President and Engagement Officer of Carolina, Virginia Minority Supply Development Council, better known as. Mrs. Milton is an international connector with more than 35 years of experience in sales, advertising, new business development, and retail management. She's the former Vice President of Business Development and Emerging Markets with A10 Clinical Solutions, Inc. She has a BS in Economics from HBCU Spelman College, an MBA in Marketing from Pennsylvania State University, and she is working towards a doctorate. We call it a PhD in Business Administration. I present to some and introduce to others our presenter, Ms. Dominique Simpson Middleton. Take it away, Dominique.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan, for having me. I'm so excited to share this information with our guest today. Let's see if we can get technology working properly. Let us see if we can do it. Uh-oh, wait a second. I need to go back out.
We can see it.
Get it right. I am there. Okay. So I am so excited today. So I am coming to you as a fellow business owner, still a business owner, but I spent 10 years as an MBE, what we call a minority business enterprise, and another 15 years on the corporate side. So I understand the corporate side and the business side. And as Ms. Jordan said to you, I want to talk to you today about certification and why it's important. So I'm going to talk to you about certification with our organization, but overall, I want every one of our listeners to understand that there's so many different types of certification, and all of them are designed to help you in different ways. And so it's not just a certification with our organization that I want you to be thinking about. Think about certification with all the different organizations that are available. So I just want to do a check. Is my screen full and you all can see everything completely?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So when I was in MBE, we utilized advocacy groups like CVMSDC to help catapult our business. And in just 6 years, we had rapid growth. We went from $0 to $20 million in a short period of time because of the support of advocacy groups. So one of the points I want you to take away with today is that advocacy groups can help expand your reach with certification. Secondly, is there's an economic impact behind supplier diversity, because that's one of the second points we want to talk about is supplier diversity and why that's important. So in my organization, there's a $401 billion impact from supplier diversity. Okay, let's see if okay. Here's me in the middle with a better makeup job than today. And I used to want to be Oprah and Martha at the same time. I wondered how they all got it done. And it was a day that I realized that they got it done because they have help. The more help you have, the more you can accomplish. Just imagine you have 24 hours in a day, but multiply that 24 hours by the number of people that you have helping you, and that expands your reach and expands your capability. So you too can get more done with the more help that you have. So let's talk about our business here. And so I like to share this screen because some people still believe that, oh, there's not a business out there, a supplier out there that's a minority that can help me. But we have minority suppliers from I like to say from hot sauce to jet planes. Bottom left corner, some of our listeners may be familiar with Monique and Chevallo, Wilson DeBriano. They're local Charleston folks, and they've grown their business from the kitchen to national distribution. We have Fatima up in the left-hand corner. She has all things fire solutions. Glenn Gonzalez down on the right. He has a jet company. And during COVID, he doubled his business with his jet company. And then in the top right, she's my favorite. That's Janice Bryant Howroy. And she started Act One with just a vision. And she took $1,500 and became the first African-American woman to build and own $1 billion company. I share this with you so that you can see the breadth of our members. We have over 14,000 members. And again, they go from startups, from hot sauce all the way to jet planes and billion-dollar companies. And so we have something for everyone, and we are here to support at every level. If you're just starting out, we can help get you to the $1 million level. If you're already at 5 million, we can help you get you to the $10 million level. But we are here for all different organizations. And I want to show a video very quickly, if it'll let me play. Okay, let's see if this works.
We were looking for some new and innovative ways to source and interact with small and diverse businesses. One of the ideas that we came up with was to host a Buying Days event right here at Lowe's headquarters.
Lowe's Supplier Diversity invited 44 vendors to its inaugural Buying Days event. Buyers and vendors learn more about each other, giving Lowe's time to get to know a couple from Charleston, South Carolina. Chevallo Wilson DeBriano was a paramedic with the New York City Fire Department and served at Ground Zero on 9/11. He moved his family to Charleston in search of a new life, and along with his wife, developed a unique product.
What we make is a gourmet burger marinade and gourmet burger sauce.
What's unique about it is both gluten-free and low in sodium.
We like to call this an accidental business because when our products were created, we weren't trying to have a business. We were just enjoying a barbecue with our family.
We wanted something special, and we got fresh herbs and spices that were very flavorful. We threw it into a bowl, just hodgepodge with our burger meat, put it in the patties, and we just grilled it.
Our family and friends loved it, and I said to Chevallo, I think we should sell this. And that's literally how it was born. It was a total accident.
The Buying Days event helped make Lowe's more approachable for this small company, and their products will soon be in 543 Lowe's stores.
Supplier diversity really helped us to navigate everything, to understand what it took to become a supplier and do business with Lowe's. Without them, we would not be in this position right now. Lowe's can definitely help us to become a household name. So I'm excited to be in the #1 store for selling grills in the United States. So that's pretty awesome.
Awesome. So I wanted to show that video. Let's see if we can get past it. I wanted to show that video for a couple of reasons. It talks about why supplier diversity is important, and Lowe's would not have talked to them if they were not certified with our organization. So there we go. They would not have talked to them if they weren't certified with our organization, but a few things about them. So this couple, they were creative. One of the most creative marketing couples that I know. They stepped outside the box because I would have never introduced them to Lowe's. I would have thought, they need to go to Food Lion or Walmart, right? But they were creative. They figured grills and barbecue, it made sense, right? And they stepped outside their creative box and went to Lowe's. The second thing, and Lowe's shared this with us when we had a retail readiness program, is that they were coachable. So as business owners, they didn't get so caught up in their business. They understood that they needed to listen to the end user, listen to the buyer to understand what they wanted. They had to change the color of their packaging. They had to change their package count to be able to support Lowe's. And so they were very coachable. And the third thing is that they're servant leaders. If anyone listening has a retail product and they want to get their retail product on the shelf, they actually teach a course that will help you get your product on the shelf. So they give back at all times to make sure that you really maximize your certification and that you learn how to get in the doors of Walmart and Lowe's and different stores like that. So I just want to share that with you. And, you know, pictures worth 1,000 words. That story tells a lot, because I remember when they were in their kitchen. I remember when they would go to the farmer's market in Charleston and flip burgers to get their sauce out. And now they have national distribution throughout this country. Okay. So who are we? So we are an organization that is 50 years old. We're a national organization. We have 23 different affiliates throughout the country, over 13,000 MBEs. Actually, we're up to 14,000 now, and 1,500 corporations. We are a nonprofit, and we're led by Ying McGuire, who's our NMSDC president out of New York. I am here in Charleston, South Carolina. And our mission here at CVMSDC is to expand business opportunities for minority business enterprises. So if you're an ethnic minority business enterprise, we're here to help you. We create mutually beneficial links between our corporate partners like Lowe's and MBEs. The ultimate outcome is to add economic value to the supply chain while we increase economic opportunities in the business community. We are wealth gap closers. Now we're structured like this. I have a small and mighty team of 7 people, but we have 6 different rings. So we have local meetings here in the Low Country and throughout my footprint that anyone can attend for free. And then we have community partners like the city of Charleston. We have corporate partners like BMW and Lowe's and you name it, major Fortune 500 companies, and then our MBEs. And so you can network with each other as well as with the corporations that you want to do business with. Okay, there's 4 pillars of our work. So that I always say, if I'm stepping outside of these 4 pillars, I'm not doing the right thing. So first and foremost, and most organizations center around these 4 pillars. So you can get certified with us. We actually say that you're a certified minority business. It's a long process to go through. But once you go through it, and you should already have your paperwork in order, once you go through it, then your paperwork is structured and you're able to apply for loans and different things because you know that your paperwork is in order. So the certification process might be daunting to you, but we're here to help you with that. It is an annual process. And again, certification with us is a little bit different than some other certifications. Ours is a paid certification. You might get certified with the city. You might get certified, DOT certified, women-owned certified. There's certification for military folks. There's so many different types of certification. And when I was an MBE, if you remember back to the first slide, when we catapulted our business, we had every certification you could think of. We were woman-owned, minority-owned, 8A certified, DOT certified. We had every certification because each one brought a different value to us. So first and foremost, you get certified with us, and then we help develop you. I like to say, you know, once you get certified, that's just like an FDA stamp of approval. You put in your back pocket. You never pick up the phone and say, hey, I just got certified, Ruth. I'm looking for, an opportunity. You just use that if somebody asks you about it. But where we hang our hat and where we want you to hang your hat is in development and connection, right? So just like a car needs a tune-up, you need to tune up your business on a regular basis. So we offer developmental scholarships, again, to help get you from whatever level you are at to the next level. So those scholarships might be $5,000 per scholarship to help take you through a year-long training session or a week-long fast-track MBA session for your business. But we provide all the dollars to help you build your business. And then what we're all here for, we make connections for you. We know that you it's difficult to make those meetings, right? And so, you can do this all on your own, but why not do it with an agency that's going to put everybody in the same room for you and make connections? And I know Ms. Jordan has connecting events. We have connecting events. The airports have connecting events. You need to be in the room. You need to be in the room and at the table for these connecting events. And then finally, advocacy. We are here to advocate for you. We have strong community partners. When we went into COVID, we advocated to keep the lights and water on for small businesses. We gave out grants. We help people get PPP funding. So these are the 4 pillars that we have, and this is how we operate. And you'll be able to ask questions in the end. But again, like I said earlier, you could do this on your own, but we're like an HOV lane. You pay extra to get into the HOV lane. We help get you there faster. There are less cars there, and it's a direct route. But you must drive your own car, pump your own gas. And when you get to the door of opportunity, you have to open the door for yourself. So I think that's important to note. You know, again, you can do it on your own, but why not do it faster with a certification through an agency? So these are just some of the organizations that support us. I don't have them all listed, but these are our major supporters. And let's just say you have a cleaning business and you want to do business with BMW or Volvo or Mercedes. Well, Mercedes is not on here, but they are a national partner of ours. You want to do business with Volvo, we could help get you connections with Volvo here locally. Okay, so if you had a food truck or if you had any type of business or product or service, we can help you with connections to these organizations. Okay, so just a small sampling of our 1,500 members. All right, so we talked about the economic impact of supplier diversity. I'm not going to stay here long, but this just shows you overall, we did a study of our members to see what the impact is of our members on the economy. And it's a $401 billion impact nationally, $19 billion in my footprint. And that includes the jobs, the incomes, and the taxes that go through our businesses. So that's pretty significant. And we like to share that because we want you to know your value. And this is my favorite slide. When a corporation invests $1 with an MBE, they give $1 in terms of contracts. There's $1.72 that goes back into the environment. And that comes from the jobs that are created. MBEs create opportunities for minorities. 65% of employees at certified MBEs are other minorities. And there's incomes that come through these jobs that are fostered. And then there's community development. So I like to say, you know, if you are awarded a contract, then you're able to go out and hire folks, so they're able to put their kids through college and to change the economy where they are. So there's a huge economic impact behind supplier diversity. Okay. All right. So what we like to do, you all have heard the adage, you know, give a man a fish and he eats for a day, teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime. Well, we like to take that a step further. We want to teach you to fish, but we want to help give you connections so that you can expand your box and get a fishing fleet, or get it even bigger and change your box and create a fishing processing plant where you're employing other people and changing the economy around you. So we like to help you think bigger and bigger, from millions to billions is what I like to say. And as you saw earlier on, Janice Bryan Howard has $1 billion company, and she is doing just this. She's helping others to expand their economic reach. All right. So what is certification? Again, advocacy, development, connections, and verification is a faster way to success. You can have a veteran-owned, small business, DOT, 8A, state certified, women-owned, minority-owned. These are all types of certifications that are out there. Our certification, again, is a private certification, and it is a paid certification. You must be 51% owned and managed and controlled by one or more ethnic minorities who are U.S. citizens. The company must be for profit, and the company must be an independent entity that can demonstrate real and substantial ownership. So it's operation and ownership. So that the owners must demonstrate expertise in the core mission of the business. The company must become certified in the council where its headquarters are located. So if your business is located in South Carolina, we might have some viewers from outside of South Carolina, you have to certify where you are, where your business license is. We do have affiliates that can come over and get an affiliate certification with us, but they must first be registered where their business is registered. So we ask for lots of documents. Again, you should have those documents lined up. And if you don't, once you go through our process, they will be lined up for you and will help you to get loans in the future once your paperwork is in order. All right. Jeff Foster is a great example of this whole process. He has a plastics molding company in North Carolina. And when I was at MBE, he was a small minority business owner. Now he is a tier 1 supplier to BMW, Volvo, and Mercedes-Benz. And so he has a plastics molding company, and every car that rolls off the manufacturing line in South Carolina at BMW has one of his parts in it. But again, he started out small, and now he is a very big tier 1 player. Let's see if we can, I'm not going to play that video, but it'll play. Let's go.
My passion is to create a healthier and more productive workspace in a very cost-effective manner with live green plants. Buckingham Greenery has been in business for 36 years as of October of 2018. We've grown We continue to grow. We've been really fortunate that we've been able to survive 3 different types of recessions, and it's made us more resilient. I started with the Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council about 30 years ago. Their certification program is one of the strictest nationally. I wanted to be sure that if I was going to be certified, that I was correctly certified. You have to establish relationships. It's not something that it's going to happen overnight. So I always recommend to fellow certified MBEs that you have to go to events. You have to be seen. You have to have your capability statement, be involved on committee, a project. When they ask for volunteers, volunteer, because then you get to know not only the staff, but the corporate partners, because they are the volunteers that are putting together an event, and that's how I got a lot of work. I would go to events, you meet some company people, and they say, oh, well, we have an opportunity here, and it just starts snowballing from that point on. I have a fabulous team of people. We have over 350 years of service. When you're really passionate about what you're doing, you love it, and it's not even work. You get to love what you do and do what you love.
I love to show that video because Connie sums it all up. Let me see if I can stop this. Let's see. She sums it all up. Technology. Okay, let's see.
Technology.
Yes. But it worked in our favor because I want you to see that video. So let's see if I can get to the next slide. Oh, get me to the next slide here.
Technology.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Stop video. Okay.
You might have to escape it.
I might have to stop. Okay, so here we
There
are.
it is.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. We're moving on. So I like that video because she emphasizes how you need to engage when you get certified. So any agency that you get certified with, you can't just pay your membership fee and say, I'm certified. You have to get engaged and you have to be at the table. I always tell people you have to come to the table to eat. And once you're at the table, you can find out what the opportunities are and be present to, gain the opportunities. So this slide I put up because one of my MBEs said it so nicely. He says, you have to hunt a lot of rabbits while you're waiting for that elephant. A lot of our listeners on the phone today, they're looking for those big contracts. They want to just go right away and go to Boeing and go to BMW or one of these major corporations, right? But some of those companies can put you out of business. And, I just read a book recently by Stacey Abrams, and she talked about how the day she got her first big contract was the day they went out of business because they could not handle the contracts. So don't ever take for granted the opportunities that are right next to you to do business with each other. Hunt rabbits while waiting for that big elephant. You have to put food on the table. So work with fellow MBEs, work with small business opportunities while you're planting the seeds with those big companies and while you're getting yourself ready for those opportunities. And that, I'm going to end with, our cost. You can get certified starting at $400 and it goes up based on where you are. Right now, for folks who are in Charleston, South Carolina, the 3 counties, I have some grants from Facebook that will cover the cost of your certification. So if you qualify, you send in all the paperwork and you qualify as you normally should, then we can cover you with a grant that will cover the $400 or wherever you are for certification. This is what you need to do. You can reach out to us at info@cvmsdc.org. Marjalette.brown@cvmsdc.org is the director of certification, and she will help you through the process. And then I will be remiss if I didn't say that there is a conference coming up in December 5th and 6th. It's called Be Ready. We're going to talk about operational readiness, financial readiness, getting your retail product ready, or getting your service company ready to do business. And so please, you can register for that. Even if you're not a member, registration will open in October for December 5th and 6th in Greenville, South Carolina, and it'll be a nominal fee. And that is it. Thank you, Ms. Jordan, for allowing me to share this information with our audience. And if there are any questions, I'm here to answer any questions if we have some time, now or after. Thank you.
Wonderful. So if you have any questions for Dominique, please put it in the chat box. And again, we are excited to have Dominique. And like Dominique just said, there are multiple certifications. And here at the city of Charleston, we're one of very few municipal governments that provide certifications. And I oftentimes tell people that a certification is just a license to hunt. And I like Dominique's slide that she just showed about you got to eat some rabbits before you get to the elephants. So we're going to begin to share our process. So next slide. Okay, so why be certified? Again, we oftentimes says it's a license to hunt, but also will give you a leg up to do business, whereas you may not have the ability to compete with established players. And so when you're doing work for the city of Charleston or Volvo or MUSC or various places, they typically ask, are you certified? Are you certified with the Virginia, Carolina Development Diversity or SCDOT or the city of Charleston? So as many certifications that you can get, I recommend that you do it. Certifications can help you gain access to business, particularly government contracts. It helps you to grow your business. Next slide. So again, when you're certified with the city of Charleston, you're added to a publicly accessible database, which gives you greater visibility and exposures to other companies. MWBE programs can provide conferences and networking opportunities. Some programs also offers business development workshops, training, and courses on certification. We here at the city of Charleston have what we call a business development lab called Mining Your Business, where we offered 23 free business development workshops throughout the year, as well as business networking opportunities with several outreach activities to include an annual Business Opportunity Expo. Next slide. And certification works best when you're doing business to business. When people say, well, what is business to business? Well, typically, if you are doing business with Volvo or you're doing business with the city of Charleston, that is business to business rather than business to customers. When you're doing business to customers, customers want to know, do you have a business licenses? But businesses want to know, are you certified? So many large companies have supply diversity programs that promote opportunities for diverse suppliers. It helps you diversify and strengthen the supply chain. It promotes innovation and drives business expansion. And Dominique already told you that for every dollar that's invested with the MWBE, there's a return of $1.74 back into the community. So all of these various organizations and governmental agencies want to invest in MWBEs, but they need to know that you are ready and you are certified. Next slide. I said earlier that the City of Charleston certification program is free. We have some city goals which says that for every dollar we spend in construction, 20% should go towards qualified women minority-owned companies, 20% for professional services, engineering, landscaping, other kinds of services, 20% for every dollar that we spend, and 12% in supplies. And so these are our aspirational goals. We also have here in the city of Charleston is what we call bid line. When you're looking to know whether there are any contracting opportunities, we ask you to go to bid line, register with bid line, and that can also be found on our website, www.charlestonsc.gov. /131 bid line. That's where you're going to find all of the proposals or bid requests for procurement, housing, stormwater, and capital projects. And I will tell you, if you don't know anything about stormwater, you need to find out, because there is $1 billion in stormwater projects throughout the Southeast. Next slide. And so again, I talked about our public database that once you become certified, we provide this list, and it's listed on our city's website. On today, I got several inquiries from various companies that were looking for MWBEs, whether it is from private offices or companies to governmental agency. They use our list. We currently have about 375 certified MWBEs. Our registry is done by company's name. You must have a NAICS code. You must have a description of your primary service. And so this is a database that is readily available on our public website, which helps get your business out there. Next slide. Also, what we provide here at the City of Charleston, every quarter we recognize a minority-owned business, and we actually put it on what we call our business spotlight. And so once you become certified with the City of Charleston, I tell people, go pat yourself on the back and nominate yourself. Don't wait for someone else to nominate you as business spotlight, because we also put it on our website and our social media. You're getting that free advertisement and promotion for 3 months. Next slide. Now the process. Our application process takes typically about 30 to 45 days, and it is very simple. However, what I call simple, you may think it's hard. And we're going to go through the process. Next slide. So who can apply? First, it must be for-profit businesses only. We don't certify nonprofits. You must be a minority or a woman-owned business owner who have at least 51% ownership of the business. You must have a real and substantial control of the daily operation of the business. Someone said, what does that mean? That means if you own the business, you ought to hold the highest office in that business and must be working in the business. You cannot be a pass-through. You must have been in business at least 1 full year. And we have some income qualifications. You cannot exceed your personal income of $1.3 million, and your sales revenue cannot exceed $7.5 million. So these are the qualifications. Next slide. And our application can be found on our website. It's a 2-pager, front and back. And I would ask you y'all, please download the application from our website, complete it, must be notarized and signed, and forward it via email or mail. Do not screenshot it. You won't believe how many screenshots I get from people. And I'm like, well, they're not ready. But this application is very simple. It's very similar to the counties as well as some of the state. So once you get your application here, you have the materials that needed to be qualified with SCDOT. Next slide. So just some key points. The application, you must have a business name, a federal tax ID or EIN, the owner's name, city, state, zip code. You must have what we call a NAICS code, which is a National Industry, North American Industry Code. And basically it identifies what kind of business you are running and the type of business. And then you must provide a brief description. Next slide. An employee identification code, we oftentimes call it an EIN. That can be found on your business tax returns from a previous year, the original document received from IRS, a state business division website. You can go and request and register to get an EIN. The other documents that might include your EIN is maybe your business bank account, application for a business loan, application for a business credit card, copy of a state local license or a tax permit. Sometimes people says, well, I don't know where my EIN is. So these are places that you can find your existing EIN. Next slide. Now, the NAICS code is a self-assigned system. You pick the code that best suits your business and you use it when asked. No one assigns your NAICS code. That is for you. Like the example, plumbing, fixture, fitting, and trim. The NAICS code for that is 332913. Plastic plumbing fixture manufacturer is 32619. And then so when you go onto the website to look up NAICS codes, and you'll find a whole registry. You just put in your type of work that you do, and all the NAICS code would come up identifying the type of work that you do. And so you must have a NAICS code, particularly when doing business with government. Next, and you can have multiple ones. We're going to skip this poll question. Also on the application, we ask you to self-identify your ethnicity, African American, Native American, Alaskan Native, Caucasian or white female, Asian, Hispanic, Latino, Native Hawaiian Island Pacific, and you must identify your gender, and you must be 51% male or female. And then we also ask you, are you a first-time certification applicant or a recertification applicant? Next. Now, you're also going to be required to provide some attachments. Once you complete the fillable certification application that I just went over, it must be signed and notarized. You must provide 2 years of your federal tax return showing your gross business receipt for the last 2 years, unless you've only been in business 1 year. People go, well, what does that mean? Well, maybe you might have been working as an architect for a previous firm, and then now and they gave you a W-2, and now you are working for yourself and establish your own business. You would provide a copy of your personal federal taxes and then your 1 year of business taxes. You must provide a current applicable business license, if applicable, because not all businesses sometimes have business license, and any certifications that you have. And I'll tell you why that's important that you provide a copy of some of those, because we take reciprocal certifications. A copy of a current ID, a license, a driver's license, or a government issued ID card. Copies of organizational documents that were filed with the Secretary of State, if applicable. So you package all that, next slide, and you put it in a packet and you forward it to our office. Now, reciprocal certifications, if you have a current state certifications like the Department of Transportation or federal certification, or even the certification that Dominique talked about, provide a copy of that because it will expedite you through our process. If you're already certified with the state or DO, instead of us taking 30 to 45 days to get you processed, we can get you processed in 10 business days, and you will have your City of Charleston's MWBE certification. Out-of-state businesses, we do certify out-of-state businesses, but they must have their local certification from their home state, which is an out-of-state business must still meet all the qualifications that's required. Still can't exceed $1.32 million in personal income, $7.5 million in sales, and that certification must be recognizable national or one from their home state. Next slide. And so these are what is required with the tax returns. 2 full years of federal tax returns. Included in the tax returns, if they are company tax returns, you will see what we call a K1, K2, M1, or M2 in those documents. I must get those documents along with the entire package for your federal tax returns. If you're doing and submitting your personal income taxes, and your business is filed with your personal taxes, I must have that Schedule C showing that that business has been operable and what kind of income that you've produced with that Schedule C. Next. And then finally, you're going to have it notarized. You're going to print your name, have it signed and notarized and sign, and we must have it sealed. And again, you are self-identifying and we will verify. The approval process, if it's a new application from start to finish, it could take 30 to 45 days to process. Once approved, your business will be added to our MWBE database. You will receive a copy of your certificate, similar to what you see. And the certification is valid for 2 years. And after 2 years, when you come back to be recertified, it will be valid for 5 years. Next. And just like Dominique said, there are all types of certifications. There are Hub Zone Business Certification, SBA Section 8 Certification, Veteran-Owned Business Certification, MWBE Certification, the SCDOT or other state certification, or the CVMSDC, which is a regional certification. All of these certifications is just like having multiple degrees, whether it's an associate, whether it's a bachelor, whether it's a PhD, whether it's a master's. The more you have of different certifications, the more opportunities that you will have to compete, to scale and grow your business. And I know there's lots of questions that I see in the chat box, and we're going to stop for a minute and talk about and answer some of these questions. I know I went through pretty quickly. So Christina, what are some of the questions?
Sure. The first one I can answer is just asking if the recording will be sent to each email. We do record every webinar. We put them on our YouTube channel. So you'll be getting a link to that YouTube channel in about a day. We'll send those out. Great. And then
So
we have
any questions about the certification with the city of Charleston?
Yep.
It is FREE, free.
Sure. We've got another question. Is it required to certify at each government level? So what's the difference between getting certified at the city, county, state, some of the ones you mentioned before, veteran owned, the different options there?
So again, multiple certifications. In order for the city to receive credit with that 20% goal, you must be certified with the city of Charleston. Now, if you have an SCDOT certification and you submit that along with your application, what that will do is, because SCDOT has a very stringent and strict certification process, it helps to decrease the amount of time that the city would have to invest in actually processing your application.
Yeah, and I will add to that. You know, some of the corporations, like we looked at Lowe's and Walmart, some of these corporations require you to have certifications before you come in. And then there's another question in there about, do you have to be a U.S. citizen? For some of the certifications, you have to be a U.S. citizen. I know for ours, you have to be a U.S. citizen. So it just
And the
depends
city
on the
of
certifying
Charleston, you
agency.
must be too,
Great.
or legal residents.
Okay, and then do different certifications have their own application fees? Looks like some are free, some have some fees associated.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
And again, scholarships are available. So Ms. Jordan's is free, mine costs, but there's a scholarship available if you qualify.
Mhm.
Great. And then how long does it take to get certified with the city of Charleston?
So from a start to finish, anywhere from 30 to 45 days, typically it's running about 30 days.
Okay.
If you already have a certification,
Mhm.
like an SCDOT or Carolina, Virginia certification, then 10 business days.
And ours, I want to add to that. So they asked about the 8A certification. If you're 8A certified, we were 8A certified. That is a longer certification process that you'll have to go through. If you've already done that paperwork, it'll be much easier to get certification with us, but it's also 6 to 8 weeks with us to get certified. But again, if you want your paperwork is in order, you're golden for all the other certifications.
Exactly. And just like Dominique said, once you get certified and you get that packet together, you can use that same packet to submit to various organizations, SCDOT, Carolina, Virginia, because that's getting that whole packet put together. It's, is what people fail to have, like their financials in order. I've had people come in and says, I haven't filed taxes in 10 years. Well, you got to go back and file some taxes. Okay, and any other questions?
Not at the moment, so I think we're okay to continue.
Okay, so again, certification is just okay, I think someone has their hand raised. So certifications is again, a license to hunt and to scale your business. Oftentimes tell people is once you get your certification, what does that mean? All that means is now I have a license to go out and hunt for business. And Dominique showed a beautiful presentation about you need to start reaching for the low-hanging fruit. Because sometimes people want to get that $1 million project. Oh, I want that $10 million project. But can you handle the $10 million project? And oftentimes tell people, if you haven't gotten a landscaping contract for $10,000, but you want a $100,000 contract with the city, well, you're not going to cut your teeth on the city's $100,000 landscaping contract. So one of the things that I suggest to a lot of MWBEs is learn how to team up with prime contractors, because these prime contractors that may be competing for $10 million projects or $100 million projects, they know that there are MWBE goals, whether they are professional services, whether it's surveying, whether it's engineering, whether it's janitorial, whether it's bricklaying. Start teaming up with those primes, because those primes need you, because they want to make sure that they meet the city's goals or the county's goals or governmental goals. So they're always looking for highly qualified and skilled MWBEs. And we require those particular prime contractors, when they want to submit bids for the city of Charleston, to meet those goals of 20%. And so we require them to go out and do what we call outreach activities. We host outreach activities because you got to be in it to win it.
Ooh, we got one more good question, Ruth.
Okay.
A few more. Can you get certified with the city of Charleston if your business is not in Charleston?
Yes, you can. If it's in South Carolina, yes, you can.
Not
So-
outside of South Carolina?
Yeah, so you can, long as it's in South Carolina, you can. We do all 46 counties. Now, if you are in North Carolina, you must provide a matching or reciprocal certification or a national certification. But we will do certification throughout the entire state of South Carolina.
And a couple
Okay.
more are crawling in. Is there a public list of prime contractors?
There is not a public list, but I'm going to tell you a secret. When you saw on our website, Bidline, when the city of Charleston is looking for contractors to provide bids for large projects, they have what we call a pre-bid mandatory meeting. You need to take time off of your jobs and attend some of these mandatory meetings. That's where those primes are. And you want to give your business cards or your capability statements to those primes at those pre-bid meetings. And not just for the city of Charleston, any government agency, any major corporation that you see that they're advertising for various projects. You want to attend those pre-bid meetings. They last about 15, sometimes 30 minutes. You get to ask questions. It's just a networking opportunity. And so when you see what we got, what we said from contracts, from chats to contracts, you want to attend those kinds of meetings as well. And these business expos, because that's where some of these companies who know that they want to do more business with governmental agencies, and they need to have the MWBEs on their team, you need to be there. Got to be in the room. Any other questions before we talk about federal contracting 101?
Sure, I think we got one more. If your business currently has zero revenue, can you still get certified?
Yes.
Yes, you can. But you still have to file taxes. With the city, you still need to provide us with taxes. I always tell people, there was some expenses that you made in 2021, although you didn't make any money, but maybe it was that business license you had to pay for. Maybe it was because we always writing off expenses. So you still should file taxes. Do you require them to always have a tax returns, Dominique?
Yes, absolutely must have tax returns. And if you don't have one, then you have to do, there's a special process we take you through. But yeah, we will take you if you're just starting out, because again, we develop you from every level, startup to $1 million and beyond. I show the different levels of classes that we have, class 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are here to guide you through that process.
Exactly. Okay. And so this is part of a 4-part series every Wednesday in the month of September. This is our second year in presenting winning the contracts. And this is backed by popular demand. And so this is the first Wednesday in September. Why be certified? Next Wednesday, same time, same location, we will dive deeper into federal contracting 101. And so if you registered for this webinar, you're automatically registered for the next one, which will be next Wednesday, same place, same time. And then on the third Wednesday, we will have understanding the scope and winning the contract. That's going to be September 21st. Because a lot of times we find that our MWBEs and small businesses just starting out don't understand how to submit bids, how to understand what they're asking for. Sometimes they're just asking for Chevys, and we've submitted bids for Mercedes. And you want to know why you didn't get the contract. They were looking for grapes and you submitted grapefruits. And so you need to understand how to read the scope and how to win the contract. And then the last class will be September 28th, the last Wednesday of the month. You got the contract, now what? Contract compliance. Because you need to know if you get the contract, then how am I going to make sure that, how are you going to make sure that I can perform it and that I will do well so that I can get to the next level. And so that's going to be important, winning the contracts. So again, I want to thank you all for being here on today. Are there any questions, Christina, that's in the chat box?
I don't.
So you are automatically registered for the next 3. And if you make all 3 and you provide all your information, we will provide you with a certificate of your attendance to these 4 webinars. Again, I want to thank Dominique for her great presentation from the Carolina, Virginia Minority Diversity Supply Council and the City of Charleston Office of Women Minority Owned Business. I want to say thank you. And you can always contact us at the City of Charleston's Office of Women Minority Owned Business. And my contact information is there. You can always reach me at jordanr@charleston-sc.gov, or you can always give us a call at our office. So again, thank you for allowing us to share with you today, and we'll see you next Wednesday, same place, same time, for Federal Contracting 101 with William Furman with SBA.